Well, like all journalism, sports journalism is evolving to meet the demands of readers who prefer their content in digital form. And in Indianapolis and major sports markets around the country, the prime example of that is The Athletic. Bill Benner has more in this week's Inside Indiana Sports. Bill.
Thanks, Gary. Well, launched in Chicago in 2016, writers for the subscription-based Athletic now cover sports in more than 40 cities, including Indianapolis, where former Indy Star and WTHR columnist Bob Kravitz, former Indy Star Colts beat writer Stephen Holder, and our guest, who follows the Pacers, Scott Agness, provide coverage. And we welcome Scott to the program to talk about The Athletic as well as the upcoming NBA draft. Scott, great to have you on this program. You started about a year ago with the Athletic, and they approached you, but again, this is a local coverage, but kind of taken to a national platform.
Yeah, and what's great about it, I think, Bill, is the fact that it's kind of everything you want in is one place, right? So no matter your teams, if you're an Indy transplant and you still like, say, the Chicago Bears, but like Pacer coverage, you get it with one subscription, which is really cool on top of everything else. So I feel like it's a diverse offering for your go-to sports fan.
And by all accounts, they seem to be doing well in their third year of operation.
Yeah, things are going very well. I know the Bay Area coverage, right, with the Warriors and everything, has done very, very well. And we're seeing new subscribers just continue to be added all the time. As more than anything, the challenge is just finding everyone and people finding us. So it's all about word of mouth more than anything, I think.
And also expanding, you mentioned before we went on the air, motorsports, boxing, WNBA, the MMA are all now part of the Athletics coverage.
Yeah, that's all in the last month, in fact. And even before then, we had a beat writer covering all four of the major professional teams. So it's active, we're out, and we're covering things in just a little bit different way. And you've watched the game, what happened and why. That's more so what we're geared towards.
Yeah, and I was impressed when you were telling me, Scott, that even with your coverage of the Pacers, you actually went to about 25 road games. But not really to cover the game, but looking for other kinds of stories.
Yeah, we want to be there. We're always there, right? We have draft stuff all this past week and draft coverage upcoming. And it's just a matter of finding the story. And a lot of times you can get guys to the side and to elaborate more on their situation or what they're dealing with in the middle of a season, more so than that 5-0 run in the middle of the second quarter.
Scott, the draft is coming up. Let's talk about some of the Indiana connections. Romeo Langford. We've got Carson Edwards, Kyle Guy, the local kid that did so well for Virginia with the national championship. Where do you see them falling in next week's draft?
Yeah, so I see all those guys in a very different situation. For Romeo, it's all about proving a little bit of his toughness and what kind of score does he have an outside shot. Some of those things he necessarily weren't able to show at IU because he was dealing with a torn ligament in his shooting hand. Right. He had that cast removed and has not been working out for teams, but has been meeting with them. He's going to be a lottery pick, I believe. Carson Edwards, probably a fringe first-round guy. Obviously, if you're in the first round, that's guaranteed money. So that's important. Although, if he's not in the first round, they're in that second round, you could land with a team where maybe you have more of an opportunity. And then Kyle Guy, I think he has a tough spot here. He came in and worked out for his hometown team, but he says he just has to continue to prove himself, and I think that will be the case. As he's a fringe second-round guy, maybe he'll be an undrafted free agent and get to pick his situation.
Pacers, you're going to take the best player available, right?
Of course,
but
you have to.
But you don't know because with the free agency coming up and they have so many guys at the end of contracts, it's going to be a very interesting pick for them. But again, best player available?
I think you have to go that way, and it worked out nicely for them, right? Last year with Aaron Holiday, a guy that was expected to go 12 to 17. He fell to them at 23, a guy that didn't even come work out for them because he didn't think he'd be available. Previous guys that people would know at 18, TJ Leaf 2 years ago, David West several years ago, Eric Bledsoe. So they can get good value, and I think at 18, you're looking for a rotational piece. Maybe a fringe all-star is what you can find at 18.
And as we wrap up, back to the Athletic, a Father's Day special. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So on Father's Day, go ahead and get your dad a special gift. Give him this all-in-one package. We've expanded to video. We didn't even mention that. Kind of mini documentary series. But if you go to The Athletic or the Athletic app, you can get, I think, 20% off and a free T-shirt shipped to you. So you're talking $3 a month for the entire year. That's quite a deal.
All right. Well, Scott Agness covers the Pacers for The Athletic. I appreciate you coming on the air. Thanks for the insights.